Hi beautiful people, it's Kate here. Welcome to Kate's Space and Pixie K Designs. I am going to make another one of these little journals because I had so much fun making it and it came together so nicely, and I thought, well, I'll turn my camera on and maybe someone will want to join in and make one along with me, or I don't know. I just thought I'd give it a go because I wanted to put some more sort of crafting material on my channel. So I thought, let's make one of these little journals. They're really easy, they're small and they're easy to make and they get done real fast. So let's give it a go. Thanks everybody for joining in on the challenge, and I mean not on the challenge, sorry, on the giveaway, and commenting, and just so much support, and everyone's so nice. And I'm so glad that I have stumbled across this amazing arts and crafts community not that long ago really, and it's just been great. And it's just about having some people out there who get you and get what you like and get, you know, kind of understand what you're into. So that's all good. Right, so let's get started. So what I've done is, because I have tried this twice already and this is my third time, I've cut it off camera. So what we've got is basically, this is an A4 piece of copy paper. If we fold this in half and fold it in half again, that's the size of the pages that were in the wee journal and some other wee journals that I've made before. And I like, it's just an easy size so that for your pages, not that every page you put in is A4, but if you've got some coffee dyed paper that is coffee dyed paper that's copy paper, that this is the easiest way. Now I'm aware that our A4 and the US letter size is different, so that's, you just fold it in half and work it out. So you want your cover to be a little bit bigger than that, plus you need to I've allowed a 1-inch spine. So that basically works out at, so these pages are about 8 1/4 inches wide. So I've made it 8 1/2 because that allows a little bit of sticky out of the cover to protect your pages, and then I've added another inch, so 9 1/2. So I've made these, I've cut some cardstock, and I've decided just to use some craft cardstock because that's what I've got, and I'm planning on covering it up, and so I don't think it matters. So I've made that 9 1/2, and the height of a half of a piece of A4 is about 15, so I've made it 15 1/2 tall to also give some protection of the pages that you're going to put it in. So yeah, it's about 15 1/2 tall. Right, and now, so you cut those down, so you should make 2, because I glue them together and that makes it a bit more robust. You don't have to do it that way, and I'm using just PVA glue, which is just a water-based glue, and I'm going to smudge it all over. And yes, it will buckle because it's water-based, but I will overnight put it under my paper press, which I've got, my book press. And you can easily do the same thing by just getting some heavy books and some rocks or bricks, and you just put it under something overnight and it will lie flat, and then we'll score the spine. Doesn't matter if it gets a bit mucky because, again, like I said, we're going to cover it with fabric, or you might not want to cover it with fabric, you might want to cover it with a paper or a digital or something. But anyway, that I'm going to cover mine with some more, I'm going to use some more of my vintage doilies that I've got. So it's funny when you make something and then you think, oh, I love doing that, that went together really well, I'm going to make it again, and then it just doesn't it doesn't work as well. So we'll just see how this all goes. I've already stopped the video twice and this is the third time, so let's hope this time I have done it right. But I guess that's part of it, you know. I'm just doing a craft along. It's not really a tutorial. I'm not teaching anything anyone doesn't already know. There's not many new things under the sun, and I'm still very much learning from other people from YouTube and on the web, you know, web Facebook groups and things. And that's what's so great about this, is that you're always learning. There's always new things to do, new ways of doing things, and it's just always learning. So it's really cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. There we go. So there's our piece of paper, cardstock. There's 2 pieces bonded together there with some good quality PVA glue, and that will dry. And then when it's dry, we will score the spine and we will gently bend it, and then we will have our cover ready to be decorated. So that's the first part, and that needs, I'm going to dry. What I'm going to do is let it dry, and then overnight I will have it under something very, very heavy so that it doesn't buckle too much. So that's that part. Really easy. Right, so now we've got our piece of cardstock bonded. So 2 pieces of cardstock bonded, if that's what you've done. And I've left it overnight to dry and put it under the press. So, I mean, it's not completely perfectly flat, but I'm happy with it. Now I need to find the center. So to do that, oh my gosh, I hate doing maths on YouTube because it shows everyone how useless at math I am. But anyway, we've got 9.5. So I'm thinking the center of this will be 4 3/4. So I'm going to put a line there and there. 4 3/4 of an inch, which is about, so this is basically 24. For some reason it's 24. It's 241. So yeah, that looks about right. So 12ish, just over 12. 12.5. Okay, so that's that. So that's our center. Now we don't want to score a line there, but we do want a 1 inch spine. So I just put the 1/2 inch mark there, and I'm going to put a line there and there. And that's my 1 inch spine. And then down here. Half there. And this is probably just such a weird way to do it, some people, but I do not have a mathematical mind at all, by any stretch of the imagination. So that is how I do it. Now I'm going to get my scoreboard. If you don't have one of these, you could probably use it, wrap it around a ruler or something, or just before I had one of these, I just used to put my ruler down and get like a stylus-y thing. Hang on, I'll show you. And I didn't have a scoreboard, and so I just used to run this down here and make the mark where to bend it. So, but now I've got this wonderful thing which I love, so I'm just going to line that up with the, I'm just going to go there. So you want it to be straight. So I put it there, just a little bit out. Oh well, that's where it's going to go. So down there like that. And there. Oh! Okay, there you go. Don't do that. Ah, lordy bee. Right, okay, so that's that. Put this big monstrosity away. And then we're going to gently just get this to bend there. Hopefully I haven't scored it too deeply. There we go, and then we've got our cover done, like that. Oh, wrong way, this way. Yeah, so there's our cover. And when I find my rubber, I'll rub all those marks out. But now we need to think about what we're going to cover it with. Okay, so you can cover it with anything. I've got a couple up here actually that I have not finished and have been sitting around. One of them I've covered with some marbled paper. This is a digital from Nick the Booksmith of her marbled paper that she's done, and I've just done that. That's all I've done on it. This one, you can see this one hasn't been under the, see how bent, how curved that is. You can see that hasn't been under the, so there's that one I've done and then done nothing with. But naughty really, I should get on and get these done. And this other one I've made, which I think I did these on a tutorial earlier. I've covered in this really cool upholstery fabric that I got off my sister. So yeah, and on the inside I've put some of that that digital, so some more marble paper from Nick the Booksmith. So there's that, so you can cover it in paper. You can have it right round on the spine, or just two pieces like that, or fabric, which is what we're going to do. Well, I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to do fabric. So I've got some linens that I'm just going to grab, and we'll have a play around with those. Okay, so I've gathered up some of my vintage linens. I really love this one. I think that'll be cool. And I do love this one as well. They need ironing. This one I've used that for a self-covered button, but that's cute. There's this one, and I've had this one for ages, which I really like. The lacy bit on it. So, and I've got some quite heavily tea stained calico here. So what I did with this one is I used a quite plainish piece of linen underneath as the base, and then I put this doily and this doily and then this part of, which was part of that doily, on here, and laid it up, and this piece of lace as well. So I might do a similar thing, but I was wondering about whether I lay down the calico. It's quite brown though, I just don't know if I want it like that brown. But there's this, whether we use this as the base, because it's quite a good fit. Whether I want that much. So that's quite cute around the edges, but I don't know. And then I'm wondering if that's the thing when you try to do something the second time, it's always harder, but that's really pretty. But you know, if I use that as the base, I wouldn't want to cover that up. I'd still have all of that there. That might work. It doesn't have to. Oh, we do probably want all of that embroidery on there though, don't we? If we go like that. I mean, I don't mind having the wee skirt, or whatever you want to call it. Bit of frou-frou down the bottom. So I think we can probably keep most of that. And that's going to have to be there, so. Cutting these up is so hard. And then we have to decide what else we want to put on top. So we might have to go for something like this. this is truly old. So maybe we could put this along the bottom. I think we're going to lose this wee thing here. I wonder actually if we'd be better off just cutting that off. Putting this along the bottom. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Okay. Wish me luck, everyone. Okay, so we want that, I think that to go over a little bit there. Oh dear. I do like that though. And then I probably wouldn't put much more. Would I? Would I? Or would I? What would I do? So yeah, so basically you get your fabrics or whatever you're wanting to cover it with, and you just start playing around like this. So if that was like that, that's going to be just there like that-ish. What I might do with this one, I think, is cover it in some calico. So let's do that first. I'll just grab it. So I think I'll do that first. And in actual fact, you could probably do that inside as well, inside and outside, if you wanted to. Just having a think about that. Whether we do calico on the inside, and then we would stitch it. Probably stitch our signatures right through that because we'd already had lined it. Could try that. Should we give that a go? It's not something I do very often, but hey. So I'm just going to tear this. I'm just really not wanting it to be super straight and tidy. So we can go put that on there. Is this one going to fit? Ooh, probably can just about do two there if we cut it in half. So I'm just going to go round though. Let's just not. Okay, so I'm going to tear this one here. Because actually what I did with the other one is I stitched everything onto this. So let's have another look if we do that. And we could, oh, excuse me, we could still have this one. Because I like that, not with just something there. And then this little bit of old lace, maybe. Do we want? I want something on the back. That could just peek around there like that. That look like? I don't know. It's funny how that one just came together so much easier than this one. It's like I could just basically copy it, I suppose. This is a completely different shape to that doily. It's pretty much this one, isn't it? Yeah, it's really similar. So it's pretty much that doily on there. I do like this. I want to use this one, I think. Right, so what did we decide? We were going to cut it along here. In there. Okay. Should we just start by doing that? Don't look. that's a start anyway. And then same here, just above that. Let's just make sure I've got it. So like that. That's right. Yeah, just. Okay. Oh dear. This is quite stressful. I don't even know if these are hand embroidered, these ones. They might even not be that old. They might be machine. It looks like machine embroidery to me, maybe. Who knows? Doesn't really matter. They're pretty, whatever they are. Okay, so maybe we'll get rid of that. I've got that. So yeah, if you've got your fabrics and your papers there, just fiddle around until you've got something you like. It's funny, I want to make it exactly the same, but I need to not do that. Want something that's not lightish. Here we go. What about that? Oh, I think we're going to win. That might be a win. In which case we wouldn't do that. Right, I don't think we're winning. I'm going to have a little bit of a play with the camera off, and then I'm going to come back. And hopefully if you're crafting along, you can do the same. I'll see you soon. Okay, I don't know how you've gone if you're doing this, but oh, it's so funny. Okay, I feel like I can't get it as good, but I think I'm happy with this. I may add something else, but I'm going to start stitching it. So I've got just some embroidery floss that I got from the thrift store or op shop, whatever you want, a secondhand shop. And I'm gonna, oh, it's all a bit funny at the top here. I'm probably just gonna sew with 2 strands. I haven't got my glasses on. I need to go and do something about that. Okay, so I'm just gonna slide all these other strands down, and I'm gonna cut it there. Sort that out later. What's the odds of me being able to thread a needle without my glasses on? Pretty slim, but anyway. How's everybody going? My partner and I today we're going to go, David and I were going to go for a tramp or a hike up a hill to a place called Sunrise Hut. And we're going to stay the night at the hut and then come back tomorrow. But today has been so cold, we both chickened out. Honestly, we had some really warm days, and then today was just, it was bitter, and I just thought, I don't think I'm going to be happy. And he's like, I don't want to hear you whine the whole way, so let's do it another day. Right, so I think then I just kind of stitched it together around the edges, so I might take that off. And we've got the calico piece underneath to go by, so I'm just going to start down here. It's pretty free form. I don't have good sewing skills, to say the least. Kind of want that over the edge there. So yeah, maybe I'll pin it though. I've just thought maybe pinning it for someone who's a bit hodgepodge like me might be a good idea. So I'm just going to get some pins. Right, so now we've got our pins. Oops, we haven't pinned that bit though. Let's get that one out from under there. Just pin there. Because we're not sticking it to the board yet, we can do more. We can play around with it some more, so we're not committed. It's a little bit plain on the back, but that's a beautiful doily, so I don't think it matters. You can't really quite see that rose under there, but I might not stitch that down so you can maybe, it flips up. Anyway, all right, let's get rid of that and let's start stitching. This might be where I have to learn how to turn it on to fast forward maybe. So I'm just going to do a running stitch along here. And that'll get us started with getting this cover sorted and ready to go onto the cardboard base. Again, I would love it if my running stitch was, you know, perfectly neat, like the lovely ladies of old who used to do all this hand stitching. And as kids or children in the parlour, they probably got their knuckles wrapped if they didn't do their stitches perfectly. That would be me. Oh well. I am actually sewing that to something. I was just thinking, oh, imagine if I'm not even sewing that to anything. That would be annoying. And not the first time I've made silly mistakes like that. So we're going to come up to this corner here. And I think I'm just going to go right round the edge this time and then do any extras. Cool. And totally do this on the machine if you want to. I don't know why I'm not. I probably should be, but I don't know, I just kind of like the idea that I've hand sewn it. I don't know why. It just feels more old school. And I don't know. So yeah, definitely don't hand sew it if you don't want to. Hell no, that would be a nightmare doing something like this that you don't want to do. Okay, so I'm probably going to have to do more along there because I've gone quite close to the edge of the calico. So I'm going to finish this one off shortly. I'm just going to do a few stitches and go through there like that, a knot, a couple of knots. Right, so that's the beginning of the stitching. And I'm sure you don't want to see me do any more of that, so I'm just going to carry on. Right, and so I'm going to just carry on around there, and then I'm going to I might do 2 rows around there. Might do another around there, and then I'm going to do some more on the doily. I'm also going to stitch this on. I hadn't forgotten about you, little piece of lace. So I'm going to stitch that on, and then I'm going to have a think about whether I put anything else across there. So I'm going to turn the camera off because it's been going for quite a while, and I will be back. Okay, I'm back. I've done some stitching. I don't know what I was doing when I turn the camera off, but anyway, I've stitched this little bit of vintage lace on, and I've stitched this one that's on last. I've stitched around here, and you can see on the back I've stitched the doily on in several places, and I think I've done enough. I was thinking of doing a whole lot of little seed stitches on here, but I've decided that's enough. I'm going to leave it at that, I'm pretty sure. So I found this I guess you call it broderie anglaise, up with the eyelets through it. So, and I've threaded that little bit of green velvet ribbon. So some of this is, well, most of this is vintage probably, except for this bit here. But I really liked how that picked up that green in the embroidery there. So that's my front cover. I'm happy with that. Now, I was thinking about the inside, and what I'm going to do is I've got this piece of calico fabric here, and I thought I might just machine stitch this on the inside, and then I'm going to put obviously this on the outside, but I'm not going to machine stitch this. I'm going to hand stitch it on like I did with this one, but I don't know if I'll go down there, or oh, maybe I will. I'm not sure. I don't want to, because I'm going to, so I think, here I am. I think with this one I'm going to stitch, I'm going to show the signatures stitched through. I need to make that decision now, because I don't know if covering it up is really going to be an option. Because if I'm not, then I won't do anything in here. I'll do a hidden spine. What am I going to do? Hidden or shown? What do you think, folks? Have the stitching on the outside, or not? Oh, I can't decide. Not very decisive today. So that's where we're at. We've done all our stitches. So we've made our board and our cover. We've stitched all our fabrics and linens together. And the next thing to do is just to make that final decision about what we're going to do on the inside. And sew this onto here. And again, you can machine sew it, but I don't know why, for some reason I just decided I was going to hand sew it on, because I didn't want to mix the machine sewing with the hand sewing, so I hand sewed it on. And it wasn't, I thought it was going to be really hard, really difficult, but it's not too bad, because this is not really super thick. So that's the next job. Alright, so I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you're crafting along, and I'll see you next time. Bye!